up to 2 ounces per gold. That's the recent result that we, as of Riverside, we have been sampling out there. There's an oversample with 40 gram per ton gold. And it's not just gold. We're looking at silver.
Joining us for a conversation is Erika Sweeney, the Manager of Corporate Development for Riverside Resources, where knowledge is golden. Mrs. Sweeney, thank you for joining us today.
Hi, Maurice. Thank you for having me.
Well, it's a great time to be speaking with you, as Riverside Resources has just reported high-grade gold samples from the Union Polymetallic Project. Before we begin, Mrs. Sweeney, please provide us with a brief introduction of Riverside Resources and the opportunity the company presents to shareholders.
Yes, actually, Riverside Resources is a project generator. We have been working on very exciting news for the past years, building up catalysts from the BHP Alliance, where we're doing exploration for copper in Mexico, and our own projects for Riverside, actually, where we're really focused on precious base metals and even polymetallic metals. And I would be extremely happy to move forward and talk a little bit more about those projects, actually. And the
Absolutely. Riverside Resources just has a number of merits and catalysts working in its favor. Let's visit Sonora, Mexico, and go to the Union Polymetallic Project. Now, Erika, before we get into the exciting news from today, please introduce us to the project, and in particular, the geology, any comparables, and historical work.
Yes. So La Union is actually located within what we call the gold belt in Sonora, just nearby some major mine. So you're going to find La Herradura mine, which is over 5 million ounces of gold, and even Noche Buena. All of those systems, we're talking about major systems, right? And we're located right next to it, as you can see on this slide. But the system at La Union, I mean, not only it's going to show very similar features to those projects nearby, but what we found out is that actually the style of mineralization has some similarities with the famous Leadville Manto Chimney polymetallic system in Colorado in the US. So what we're looking for right now, it's actually low tonnage for extremely high grades. And it's pretty exciting.
Well, you're in the right place, it sounds like. Let's get into the fun stuff. I referenced high-grade gold samples in the introduction. One of those samples was almost 2 ounces of gold. Erika, walk us through figure 2 and share some of the exciting results with us.
Yes, you are correct. We have seen those high grades quite a bit before. Before we started working on the project, we acquired the project about in 2019 out of this transaction we did with Mirock back then with their portfolio. And we never really paid attention, but it became something, once we looked at the grades, it really became something of interest for us. And just like you said, up to 2 ounces per gold, that's the recent result that we, as of Riverside, we have been sampling out there. There's an oversample with 40 gram per ton gold. I mean, those, and it's not just gold. We're looking at silver. You can have grade, like you see on the slide right here, 833 gram per ton silver. You're gonna have some lead and zinc. All of those ones, they kind of come together and they form really a system that is triggering a lot of interest for us. And in addition to those high grades, Riverside just consolidated, added some ground to the La Union project. So now we're counting over 2,600 hectares of ground, very prolific, and we're currently doing some more exploration to better understand the system.
All right. Now, these are rock chip samples. What are the next steps, and when might we expect some more results?
Actually, the next step already started, Maurice. I just came back from the field about a few days ago, and our team is still out there working on the ground, sampling, redoing the whole geology, trying to really understand the grade thickness and what we're dealing with exactly. So once they're going to come back, We're going to figure it out. We're going to go back with some geophysics and potentially followed by some drilling next year.
Sounds very encouraging. Leaving the project, Erika, what are the other developments going on in the Riverside portfolio in Mexico that you can share with us?
Yes, actually, we have been extremely active in both countries, Canada and Mexico. When it comes to Mexico, we have the alliance with BHP, copper exploration. It's ongoing, it's very exciting. We're doing more geophysics. We're potentially expecting drilling within the next year. And on the Riverside portfolio, we keep doing consolidation, bringing up new ideas to actually really build shareholders' wealth here.
Switching gears, let's leave the property bank and look at some numbers. Erika, what can you tell us about the capital structure for Riverside Resources?
So Riverside right now has about 71 million shares outstanding, and we're looking at a market cap about 10 to 11 million, as well as we have a little bit over 4 million cash in the bank, actually, zero debt, zero warrants, and we've been running for maybe 14 years, Maurice.
Un-
Like nothing, right?
well, a number of virtues. And by the way, if you're not aware, ladies and gentlemen, Giant Bandari, he is an advisor to institutional investors for the same merits that Erika just conveyed to us. Riverside Resources is now on his radar, so take a look at his recent musing that we have on our website. Erika, in closing, what would you like to say to shareholders?
So we're very glad to see lots of movement in the past 2 years. It is allowing us to advance quite a bit of projects and building up catalyst for the upcoming bull market. And actually one of the most important catalysts is the BHP Alliance. But not only, you have so many projects advancing at the same time. So it's giving shareholders exposure to potential discoveries, but at the same time, it's reducing the risk as you're really exposed to all of those projects. So we're advancing all of this, and we're really looking forward to more detailed work on each of those catalysts. And this is going to bring lots of news in the upcoming year for Riverside and for our shareholders.
And speaking of that, Erika, for someone that wants to learn more about Riverside Resources, please share the website address.
The website address is rivres.com.
Mrs. Sweeney, it's been a pleasure speaking with you today. Wishing you and Riverside Resources the absolute best, ma'am.
Thank you, Maurice.
The information presented on Proven and Probable is provided for educational and informational purposes only, without any express or implied warranty of any kind, including warranties of accuracy, completeness, or fitness for any particular purpose. The information is not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, or trading advice, or any other advice. You should not make any financial, investment, or trading decision based on any of the information presented without first undertaking independent due diligence and consultation with a professional broker or competent financial advisor.